actually recording now, so if you want to start. We should start all of our things with coughs.
Yeah, with coughs. All right. So, Sunday, another edition of Kaiser Soboosh. That. One of the hosts, Kaiser, and that's
Soboosh.
Soboosh. There we go. And you already know the deal, and if you don't, we're just, speak what's on our mind, current things, things that interest us.
Of wisdom, dropping bars
and
of wisdom, dropping
always
facts of
bars.
life, like we a 80s sitcom, all kinds,
all day. So, with that, first, all right, Memorial Day weekend, so.
Salute the troops, stand up. If you
salute, take a time to reflect on, all those that served the country and lost their lives doing so. So just take a moment to reflect Reflect on that.
Mirror Sal, son.
Salute. All right, what's next?
I don't know. I don't got the agenda. You do.
Jeez, look, it's in your thing. So
yeah, I just play buttons, yo. I just hit record.
All right. So that Mask On remix.
Do I need have you heard it today?
No, I didn't hear it today. I remember you played it. I heard it.
No, you need to hear it again.
I have to hear it again?
You have to.
Okay.
You have to.
So I need to hear it again.
Let me put a marker here so I can edit it.
Okay. Is that hard?
It is
that hard?
I'm going to fast forward, though. We don't have to hear the future part. That transition.
Jesus.
Percocet. Miley Percocet. Like, it's funny. Like,
so
my man said, be inspired, and then future Percocet.
Yeah, I know. That was just so, like... Oh, man.
Jesus.
All right.
Is that the real Jesus walk? Jesus just coming to the... He's coming to the new swag and just, like, showing them another way.
So what do you think about that song? What do you think about it?
Probably the original one is more listenable in terms of like song for song's sake and shit. Just like, just to not even think about it. But yeah, obviously, like his bars, this whole remix just sounds, it's very weird. It's just like, yeah, you know what's cool? Like Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, here's the song. Like, I'm not even gonna add any new parts. I'm gonna just take out one of my parts. Here's Kendrick Lamar, just in case you didn't know. Like, this guy is good. Here you go. Like it just seems like an excuse for maybe future fams to be put on notice if they don't know already. Like,
okay.
As a song, it's just very weird. It's just like bar alert. like.
So you feel like it's out of place almost?
Yeah, it's weird. It's just like you could have just brought Kendrick Lamar to the radio station and be like, "Yo, man, like, why don't you drop a freestyle? Like, this beat is hot today. Why don't you just do that?" like,
what do you think about him being on, like, side by side with?
Yeah, I know. It is funny. It is funny. I mean, I brought this up in, like, I think episode 1. With us with the album review, because that was the Coachella weekend, and I'm like, he brought out Future, brought out Travis Scott, and the other guy's fine, but yeah, he brought out those two guys, and I was like, man, it just seems kind of like weird. Then with that whole interview, like kind of hypocritical and stuff, but I don't know, like maybe we're just all seeing it through the wrong lens, or maybe like it doesn't matter whether you agree with it or not, like. These are the people who matter, so like just go on their songs and spread the message, But
they're not rappers though, right? Do you think they're rappers or not?
I think that's where we all get twisted, man. I have no idea.
What do you think? I'm just saying, what do you feel like they are?
I don't even know, man. I don't even like to even like waste my time on that.
Well, if we're not gonna if some of them say that they're not rappers,
because I think the fact is
then there's no to even do any comparison. It's just Kendrick Lamar.
I think Future would consider himself a rapper though, but maybe there's a quote out there I don't know about too, similar to Travis and Yachty, what they be talking about. But oh man, like they definitely hip hop culture though. I would assume. I would think, right? You know, like they
Yeah, yeah.
definitely hip hop culture. Um, I haven't heard a Future album, so who knows? He might be harder on Lyle like
I don't know. My perspective on it is it just makes the other dudes look bad. Like just from my perspective, now I like, my hip hop, you already know. So
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
him just being a tornado of skill next to, and then it just transitions from,
Percocet.
get up and inspire or whatever to Percocet. It's just like, this is just making you look bad. Even though you do your own thing, it's almost in the realm. Like, I don't know.
But that's why I'm
He,
saying like
he's
he's even
better at
addressing
he's
it.
better at the English language on you, like way harder. That's what it makes it look like.
He's even addressing it in the song though. Like I mean, he's not even talking about Future. I think he's talking about more mainstream society, but or like how they just let him be popular in general, which is the question I was always asking. Like, why Kendrick and not Common in his day, or other people who would be associated as conscious rappers, like why Kendrick got chosen, but either
Who do
way,
you think is like the most was the most popular like conscious rapper?
ever.
Yeah, or from now, like from our time when we listen, like
I mean, they always say like, man, we ain't asked to be conscious. We just got grouped and it was reality rap. But I mean, part of me would have said maybe like KRS-One in his day,
okay,
Um,
yeah, all right,
I guess Common for the day after him, like,
yeah,
but
but they were never as big as like Kendrick Lamar is.
I think,
I don't know
I
about
mean, I'm gonna
KRS
say
One, but maybe
no
Common.
because KRS-One, he was probably big to hip hop, but hip hop probably
Yeah, yeah,
wasn't there
yeah,
yet for him to
yeah.
be big to
It'd
the
be hard
world.
to compare
Yeah,
compare him.
but definitely not Common. I mean, like,
Uh,
to me, unfortunately, like, Common already had put in his hip hop legendary card, but he don't really blow up till Kanye bless him. So, in the eyes of the world.
I don't know. I guess people just like Kendrick Lamar, right? That would just
That's just weird. I just never understood why that worked out.
anyway. He killed that verse.
No, he did.
I don't even know what the rest like. I don't know. That verse is just real crazy. He plays around with flows and syllables, and just the whole thing is just him displaying,
Yeah,
the skills.
he was taking mad shit. For because it's not just me, I guess, who's noticing that he's taking mad shit for hanging out with these people. But I'm like, if he's gonna be spitting like that, like if these are
Yeah, I
where
don't think
people
he. I
are,
don't know.
this is where
Yeah,
this is where you got to
yeah.
go to spread the message. Because he's still doing his thing anyway. You know what I mean? He's doing
Yeah,
his
he's
thing.
like, yo, I'm just doing music with these dudes. Like, my bars are legit. Like, don't look at me because of his, he's
But
the same Percocet. So I'm just killing it. You know what I mean?
I mean, but yeah, maybe he can be. I mean, that's his gateway drug. He goes on their songs and like now you hear that and you're like, oh, this guy's crazy, and maybe now he got another fan. Um,
Yeah.
because he did that on Goosebumps too, on Travis Scott's song. He spit some ridiculous lyrics too. Like he said it. If you go back to the verse on the Big Sean song, he's like, I'm trying to make all your fans forget you exist. And
Yeah. Yeah.
granted, he said that on the same track with those people, but I mean, like,
As you should, as you
like,
always should, in the spirit of being an MC and rapping.
but
So
yeah,
I'm
him going on
wrong
all
with
these
him.
songs, like, literally, that's what he does. Like, it's already public knowledge that if you let Kendrick on your track, he will probably body it or attempt to. Like, you should
Okay.
probably only invite Kendrick to your track if it's a posse cut, because that way is a lot of people
No,
to
you
get
should only
distracted.
invite Kendrick to your track if you feel like you're coming hard.
I mean,
Even if it's not as hard, you should always just be like,
I
yo, he's
played
gonna
you
be
that
all right. I'm
weekend
gonna.
song, and that weekend song he killed it. And that's not even a rap song; that's a singing song. And I was like, damn, yo, I was like, what's going on right now?
No, I mean, if the person that's on him with it, they should be like, yo, I'm gonna go
No,
super
I
hard.
know, but I mean, like he to me, he stole the show, and it wasn't even a rapper. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't even want to hear the weekend no more. I don't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
wanna, like,
That might be a bias, though. It
yeah,
might be bias, or is that?
probably.
But he definitely shined on that too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what? So transitioning, what do you think? Who's in that interview? It's Lil Yachty,
And
right?
Migos, that's it. They're all
And
Migos.
Migos, all three of them.
Yeah, all three of them are Migos. It just seems like very Michael Jordan. That guy in the middle seems to be the guy who always gets looked at as the Migos, but it's three of them.
Yeah. So they just talk about who they think is the GOAT.
Yeah.
And they brought up Andre 3000, Jay-Z,
and Kendrick.
Biggie and Pac's brought up. Kendrick's brought up.
But they were brought up in the context of time. They're not even brought up as their how long it took them to. No. They brought up Biggie and Tupac because they were like, maybe Kendrick's too young to be greatest. And he was like, Biggie and Pac were legends. Look how quick they did it. I think he meant more Biggie because Pac, he probably doesn't get glorified as legend till the later stages,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's who. That was surprising, considering just like you talking about Future, how different their style is compared to any of the normal rappers. Like Migos, fucking Migos, like the poster boys for a lot of this, and they like, yo, Jay-Z. It took me years to realize, just like you was telling me, like
that was interesting that he said that. Yeah,
because some of that music is not maybe day one. Even Jay-Z, who we used to have arguments in high school over, even Jay-Z might be he might be music. Not all of it is accessible as easy. So maybe you might need to grow into some of that too.
Yeah. And just that they grew up in a different time, so it makes sense. One,
might
that
be
maybe
harder for them. It's the same
to hear
reason,
it and just to relate to it. Yeah,
it's the same problem I have, like hearing. Even though most of my generation seems to like them, it's the same problem I have hearing the Beatles. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this shit takes effort to hear this shit.
Yeah.
So,
but you can still appreciate it for good, but it just might not.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was interesting and kind of refreshing. Just I guess to hear them even bring that up and talk about some of the old heads. You know what I mean? And some of the people from.
I think they call Yachty the boat too. So
they call him what?
The boat. So we probably need to call him that too.
Oh, okay.
Because he has a song about boats or something, or I don't know.
Anyway, I just thought that was interesting that they brought it up and had a discussion about it. And obviously, I guess they do listen to hip hop, and like he said, he had to listen to it to change his perspective. So
is Andre
that's good. Whether that
3000. The GOAT that never was? Because I feel like he's on a lot of people's list, man. But, I don't want to say his resume is suspect, man. But, there's a lot of outcasts on that resume. And then there's a lot of verses and bars sporadically across the time and universe that's called hip-hop,
Yeah, and it's like there's no standard definition for what the GOAT is.
I'm just saying, of all the people though, to me, I was asking someone the other day, he's weird, right? He doesn't want to be with Outkast or some shit. They never really talk about that shit in public. Big Boy keeps doing his thing. He still likes normal hip hop. They had another Coachella concert. I was talking about Kendrick before. They had a concert maybe 2-3 years ago, little reunion tour, and it was really awkward because it was billed as Outkast, but they almost kind of didn't really play or interact with each other,
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, y'all rich right now. If the last kind of album you did was the album that was 2 solo albums together, I'm like, why don't he do more content? Is what I'm trying to get at. If he don't want to do rap, that's cool, but why ain't he doing these songy songs? Where what is he doing? That's what I'm trying to understand,
I don't know. I mean, he's not someone that I super, is on my been on my radar. They Outkast was super dope. He's super dope, but it's not. I have no idea what Andre 3000 is doing or has plans to do.
Yeah.
But as far as him being a GOAT, I mean, yeah, I don't. There has to be something that maybe it was just what he brought to hip hop, and he was nice. I don't. He is a weird person to bring up, but maybe I just don't know enough about.
No, because I'm just saying he's a fine person to bring up, but it's just when you look at the paper resume though, it's man, it's all Outkast, like he proves later on in the years he still has the bars, but he's like Akuma or something. Like he only shows up if you make the correct song at the correct moment in time, and if you did all right, you know. Then like,
I don't know, man.
It's like
Maybe
three bars. It's like 3 verses a year or something from this guy, and like, that's it.
Yeah,
It's like a hidden
I don't
character.
know, dog.
It's
I
like,
don't know. He's,
no albums, no nothing. You know what I mean?
He's a Final Fantasy. You got to meet the criteria. He's a Final Fantasy.
Nah,
15
you know what he is? Because it's
summon.
2017, he's DLC. He's DLC.
150,000 DLC. Okay.
Yeah.
Very well.
You gotta earn that shit.
But I've heard his name brought, but he's not someone that comes to my mind when I think of like a GOAT, you know what I'm saying? But I've definitely heard his name at times. Maybe I need to revisit some Andre 3000.
I'm not even saying I'm not even saying he's worthy of it.
No, I know what you're saying.
I'm just saying in terms of just the lack of content though. Like,
I got you. Like it's really just being based off of, like you're saying, I guess most of what he did with Outkast and I guess whatever little stuff he did afterwards.
Yeah.
All right. Well, still being on the music tip, so let's just get song of the week on.
Oh man, you doing that quick?
Yeah, because we're already on the music tip. Let's go over song of the week. Yo, what was last week? Like, I don't even remember what my last week's pick was.
I think you stole stuff from me. You stole. I named some people. I named Nori and some other shit. And
all right, good, okay.
You you just.
So what's your song of the week?
I don't know. I'm looking right now. I'm trying not to pick
every week. This guy every week.
I'm trying not to pick Mask Off remix, but it might be.
No, I knew you were gonna pick it. I knew, folks. I knew he was gonna pick that.
I'm trying not to. That's what I'm like.
All right. My song of the week. As soon as I heard it, I knew what it was. Oh, it was that Swiss Beats unreleased Flames.
I forgot about that.
Please bring that shit back. Nas, Jay-Z, DMX, and Jadakiss.
Season has
returned, killing bodies in the street, blood overflowing in rivers. It was lightning bolts. It was out of control. That is how he was holding on to that is
off
amazing.
The cell phone. He's holding, if you listen to him, he's holding on to a lot of stuff. He's holding
they kept it with gritty footage. Like they might have been torturing somebody at that place that they were at. It was some Saw video quality and audio quality, but man, was that's some heat. Jadakiss's verses, it's all If you haven't heard that, which I assume that people that follow that stuff probably have, you need to hear that. Swiss Beats needs to stop playing around, and I don't know. That's my song of the week, folks. I mean,
if I had to guess, we were guessing that's probably a Nas song. It's Nas up to Nas to stop playing around.
Yeah. Or unless Swiss Beats is like hiding other crazy stuff like that.
I feel like from listening to him talk, there's going to be a DMX album at some point if things align correctly, and he might have one too if things align correctly.
What was that on? That was just the DJ battle between
that was
Just Blaze and Swiss Beats, right?
Yeah,
that was at I-97
cell phone edition.
Cell phone edition. Yeah, that battle was like what 2.5 hours long. I might have watched like 20-30 minutes of it. It was super. Yeah, no, I know the quality's bad. I wish it wasn't. If it was in better quality, it would be.
Yeah, no, I probably would have. I would have.
That would be real cool to watch because there was some real cool stuff going on there.
I'll tell you, the track list is there though. It's not the same, but you can just play all that shit yourself.
Yeah. But it was still dope just to watch them. The whole. Yeah. Just the whole package. But that's my.
See Busta Rhymes' face when he dropped that song.
Oh, he heard the dog.
It's like, why ain't I on this shit?
He was like, "Where did this? What is
come
this?
from?" Yeah, because everything.
What is this?
I guess the last probably all the songs just before it were all classics. So he's like, "What is this shit? What is this?"
People didn't know if that shit came from the time portal. If John Connor was somewhere in the room, nobody knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Did Skynet just take over? Is this part of the nuclear attack? Was Swiss Beats sent back by Skynet to release this hot fire to? I don't know.
Alter the world.
All right. Are you done with your song?
Swiss Beats said he got a lot of new people on his album.
You see, he won't even come with the song of the week. Go ahead.
He said it's up for us to challenge them. So he's like, wait till you hear these new people. You're going to be surprised when you hear them on my stuff. Because I was like, nah, son. Bars, you know? Bars.
Okay. Producers driving it. The old head producers like, nah, you ain't getting away with that on this.
Yeah. He didn't say who's on there.
Yeah. Not on my shit, sir.
Yeah.
So. All right. Where's your song of the week?
It's gonna be Mask Off. That was
spoiler alert.
That was because like other than that, like for new stuff, I'm like, I probably what's this house music that? Track, you know.
So explain that then. Explain what's the Mask Off.
We just talked about it.
Yeah, but for this song of the week, I know. But I mean, it's who is it? Who is it again?
Future and Kendrick Lamar with the hidden attacks. So hidden bars. Yeah, no, it was pretty unexpected. Just the bar alert. Just the bar alert.
You just like the Kendrick part. That's it, right?
It's the bar. Well, on that, yeah. I mean, other than that, like I probably would rather hear the normal. If I'm gonna hear Future, I'd almost rather hear the normal version.
Jesus.
To get together is just weird. It's just
he's slowly. Some days I don't know. Some days he's a Sith Lord. Some days he's a Jedi. It's hard to tell.
I don't know. I got 2 other house music tracks too. Those could have gone up there too. But,
okay.
But yeah.
All right. I feel you. I knew it was gonna be that.
I should have named this Korean pop song. That's what I should have.
Going out way outside the box there. Too late. Mask on it is.
Mask off, fool.
What look, dog. I ain't listening to Mask on off that Future shit.
See, even he says it at the end, so it's like mask off. You know, go be inspired. Do that real shit. You know. Or you can get sucked in and get on some Molly Percocets.
Put the mask on. I mean, that's Mask on. Anyway, all right. Moving on to gaming. So, what was that Game Core? That was a video about kind of like games changing and not being
fighting games in particular.
Fighting. Yeah, they do mention other games.
Yeah,
changing in the context to kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like almost like commercialized, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's not the word I was looking for, but yeah. But in fighting games, that it moving away from it rewarding the players for skill. And he talked about how luck is involved in certain games. He brings up magic and how, you know, luck affects the games. But basically the gist was that in an effort to get more players attracted to the game, you know, changes have been made to essentially make it a little bit easier to win. And you know, who should the games really be catered to? The people that are passionate about the actual fighting games, or just to everyone, or to the spectators they brought up. So I don't know. I thought that was real interesting. So what do you think about that whole video?
I mean, it was probably one of the smartest. And he's not like hating on it overtly, but there's a lot of people who play Street Fighter V who hate Street Fighter V. Some of them may have won a lot of money this weekend, you know? But it was one of the more smarter things than the usual thing we hear of, oh, this game sucks. This game's ass. You know, like which is cool. I like saying that too. But it was a more better constructed argument, you know. You know what was crazy? When he did the parry. So he explains how you had to do the parry. Oh, he did it in both games. In the old game, and then he did it in both games, and it was just like, wow, man. It was like... And he was doing it to the beat, the power of music. Yeah. Oh, to the merengue beat. I almost died. I was like, yo, you could parry this to the... What did I used to call it? The bodega song? Yeah. The bodega beat? What? Crazy. Real actual bars. That was crazy. Bars. That was bars right there. Jesus. But for those that don't know, Kaiser and Boosh, you know, we in our heyday, we were big gamers, especially fighting games. We both played Street Fighter V and you know, the ones before. And you know, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Yeah, from the get-go, you hated the game.
I just
and you hated
even
the
when
character selection, and then you hated the gameplay. If we listen to the video, the game's made for us, right? Because we gotta work now, you know. So the game should be. The game is stupider for us.
And you know what's interesting? All right, so I didn't really like Street Fighter. One of the reasons was there really wasn't a character I like. All right, so that's not really any reason to hate the game. You know, I kind of wanted someone else. I really was able to find someone that I really liked, but you know, it's on me as the player to get good. With that being said, we did play. You know, I did try to get a little bit better, but I just didn't. I didn't feel like there was a lot of depth to the game, and I know that there is. And you know, we're not professionals, so there's a lot of stuff that we don't do. I'm not thinking about frame rates or anything like that when I play against you. But even with that being said, I felt like all the fights were the the level of creativity, or like the amount of creativity that I was given to be able to play with seemed very limited.
And you ain't even that dude. And you say you noticed that, you know what I mean?
and in that video, they bring up Guilty Gear, and they were talking about playing defensive, being like punished, but they were like, yo, even in that game, they give you a whole lot of options to still be able to play defensive and be rewarded, and it's like that's what you want, the open world, right? Ironically,
Yeah, no, because if you run away, you lose meter in that game, but there's still a way to play defensive and be rewarded.
So it's like, I don't know. I think that what he was saying, there's a lot to, and it kind of parallels some other things. But I'm not even going to go off into a tangent about that.
You were talking about creativity, and you didn't watch the video, but like they mentioned, like one of my favorite players of all time, who was there today in Chicago at the Combo Breaker tournament, Sako, and they talk about him, and like he played some of your character. He played Ibuki. Like, he defined Ibuki in Street Fighter 4, you know? He had the Sako combo for Cammy in Street Fighter 4. He's the blueprint for Evil Ryu. It wasn't until he showed up one day, bodied everybody, that people were like, oh, this is a viable character, you know? Like, and then everybody, like, he would always be the guy who is like,
he was a pioneer?
Yeah, he would go that way when everybody was going this way.
And then everyone would come back when
once that way worked, then they would go that way. Like once he proved that it can work. But now in this game, like this is the most.
That's like hip hop.
But this is the most boring I've ever seen. So like I'm watching him today, and this is like I'm rooting for him because it's him, not even because he's gonna do anything cool. Like just because it's him, because he would be that guy that he was never gonna win the tournament because it was more important for him to do this 85 hit combo that might not make the most sense, but he was an N1 basketball player for Street Fighter. That's what he was. He's like, I could win this game, but I could dribble for 50 minutes, and that's more important, you know?
It's about the showmanship of the show, though. And he talks about the value that, what they call Moment 37.
Yeah. That wasn't done for show. That was done for winning.
No. What that is, for people who don't know, is they were at a tournament, right? He had literally one hit left of health, right? Like one pixel left. He had no
health. Yeah, he had no health.
He essentially had no health. The person did a super move from Chun-Li, which is multiple hits.
Yeah. Justin Wong, by the way.
It was Justin Wong? Okay. Yeah. And what he does is essentially block all those individual attacks, which takes a great deal of skill in terms of parry. Yeah, I'm not trying to be super technical for people that don't, you know what I mean? But that technically is called a parry in the game. And it's a comeback. He blocks the whole thing, which is amazing. And like they said, part of the value wasn't that it was
parrying. You can block it without taking damage.
Exactly. So he was able to survive, and it was crazy. But he says what the value wasn't that it was a comeback, is that it should have been impossible. That required so much skill in that final moment. It was just like, but if you knew that all you had to do was the merengue beat, would it be as, you know what I mean?
Would it be as hype? It wouldn't be as hype.
Wouldn't it have been as hype? And that, I always like the skill of stuff. So you mentioned like, yo, that Sako dude, like it wasn't exciting to watch. Guess what? It's not really exciting to play either.
Yeah.
Because it's both as a spectator and as a player, even at my low garbage level against you, it's like, I feel like I'm doing this set amount of things I'm going to try to do to you. It's not like I can play around and go outside. Like, even in Street Fighter 4 with Makoto, I was playing around with the specials, kicking you after. You know, there was like little things that, like, I don't know. I don't like that it's gotten easier, like, and I don't know.
Sako played 2 characters tonight, Chun-Li and Akuma, and both of them, everything he did practically, I was like, yep, I've seen that before. And not even from him. I've just seen it before, you know, from other people. And that used to never be the case in the other tournament in Paris today. I literally just stayed up to watch Nemo because he's one of my favorite people. And his combo, this is apparently, it was like a big deal for Nemo to be at this tournament because he's one of the few people who never quit his job. So he's like you know, he's in the IT field. And he's sponsored by Alienware, right? But the joke on him is he's called Salary Man because he won't quit his job, so he doesn't really go to any tournaments.
We know who he's working for.
He won't go to any tournaments because he's like, yeah, dude, I can't take off work. So this is one of the few tournaments he's going because it's a, you know, invite Kamute, you know, so they're giving him money. Jesus so he's like,
Christ.
Yeah, that's why they call him.
He's in the trap. He's a trapper.
That's why they call him the Salary Man. That's why they call him the Salary Man. You know?
That's a trap name. Salary Man, Snowman, Candyman. It's all the same. It's all the same.
So anyway, like, this is our first time seeing him. So, and really the spectacle is more, can he win? Because by the point that he's getting there, literally in the same tournament, there's another guy doing all the shit he does. It's like, I've seen it already. And since it's not really that hard, my boy here, Mike, he does that shit all the time. Mike's good for us, but he's not world class, and he does everything Nemo does. He didn't make it up. That's the difference, maybe. But he does it all just the same.
Let me tell you, there's some stuff that those dudes do that, like, it's like, I ain't doing that at all, you know. But
you don't say that in this game. That's what I'm saying. This Street Fighter 4 stuff, I could show you that you can't even do with none of your. Like, I could show you Heitani, another one of the guys.
Dog, I've looked up, tried to do stuff with Makoto. And I was like, it ain't happening, player. Not much with a lot of time, like, you know what I mean? It was just, it required that much time and skill to do.
You can watch Sako play. Sako's old school. He's one of the 5 gods. Go watch him play Darkstalkers, and you'll just see a bunch of shit you didn't even know was possible in that game.
Yeah. No, I bet. And to on the excitement as a spectator, like, Guilty Gear is a game that I like watching matches for because I feel like every battle, especially because the characters are so unique. Even though, you know, nothing has changed really much with Guilty Gears over the years. But in and of itself, the battles are all so unique. Like, it's always some, you know, different stuff where people do different things. It's always like something interesting. And of course, in every fighting game, you're going to see some of the same stuff. You're going to see some of the chain combos or starter things used by, you know, different people. But it's always good to be like, oh, damn, he did, you know, seeing something different. I don't want to see the same combo done by everybody. Like, it gets boring.
The thing that makes me sad too is a lot of people feel that way, but they still keep playing the game.
Yeah,
and I feel because they want money, because they want, you know, it would be cooler to do that than a normal job, and I guess I get it. But like, if you look at the Smash people who for 20 plus years stuck with that game, and now they're still playing Melee on fucking GameCubes and CRT big ass TVs, you know, that you got a deadlift to pick up, you know. That game is still, to some people, I haven't checked the numbers because I don't watch it, but like in some circles, that game is still bigger than the current Smash Brothers game. Wow. So
they just stayed loyal, and they voted with the
and in the last 3 years,
so, you know.
So every time a new Smash comes out, the new guys play it, and then they still won't listen to us, so we're gonna go play our game. And because they want to do certain things that were taken out because the guy who made it was like, you guys are playing it wrong, you know? So, like, and I'm like, I used to always hear, well, Marvel 3 sucks. Marvel 3 is this. Marvel 3 is that. Well, I'm like, dude, go play Marvel 2 then, since that's God's gift to fighting games, you know? And no, they won't do it. And now they're waiting for the new Marvel, which looks good right now. But, man, based on history, if that game comes out and it sucks again and they still keep playing it, well, then it's like, whose fault is it, you know?
Yeah.
And then now, I don't know how strong it is for King of Fighters. It might be a joke, but Tekken and Injustice have announced their little whatever World Tour tournaments for money, whatever you want to call those. So I'm hoping, as all the other companies now are kind of copying Capcom and making their own games, quote unquote, professional. Maybe if all the games get some money, or at least those two, maybe they'll be like, oh, hey, you know what, man? The Street Fighter shit is ass. If I just don't suck at this other game, maybe I can beat my living. You know, I told you Injustice was pulling more numbers. So, like, maybe people will finally stop to play it, you know. If
it's crazy how there's just, you know, like, the money's involved, like you said. And, you know, go back to, like, parallels with hip-hop and all sorts of, you know, things we talk about. Some things we speculate on. But just before we move on, I mean, I get, you know, games aren't made for me. You know what I mean? And maybe we're just old head romantics. We should just call this Old Heads. That should be the name of the show, Old Heads. You know what I mean? But
let's call it we done. That's what it is.
Yeah, we done. But I'm still disappointed to know that, you know, that was something that was actually done. While I understand the strategy, you know, to get more people into the game, it still kind of sucks that, you know, skill isn't as rewarded as much.
Dude, there was a rumor in the new Marvel about down punch being how you do Shoryuken.
Yeah, no, you look. Moving on, we're done with this. Disappointed. Hence we haven't really played.
And what that and I know you want to move on, but
I tried.
What that video is kind of saying on some subtext level, you don't really say it. There's a lot of new players right now dominating. And it's like, are these new players really good, or are they all dominating?
No, I caught 5? I got it. It was the mumble rap was like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was just like, I was tracking. That's why I said there was a lot of parallels to hip hop. I didn't, you know, explicitly.
Because that's the other thing with the money now too. It's like, look, man, you look at Sako. Look, Daigo might be losing now in top 8 instead of winning 1-1 all the time. But like, you look at Daigo, you look at Sako. And even the American players, Justin Wong too, Chris G, Filipino champ, they got resumes of being good at games not called Street Fighter, you know? Mm-hmm. And some of these new heads, like one-trick ponies, you know? Like, and you saw that with Street Fighter 4 to 5, where like they could barely play Street Fighter 5.
It's just like the barrier to entry. The barrier to entry is just lowered now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You still got to be good at the end of the day. Don't get it twisted, even within, you know, the mechanics and the way the game is. But, you know, now that definitely opens the gates, the tech.
And then there's also the YouTube and training mode.
Yeah.
You know, for the benefit of
back in the day, you had to be in the trenches. Yeah, you had to go to
They didn't have YouTube and they didn't have training mode. So, I mean, now maybe some of those people are just staying home all day too, like stealing everybody's tech. And then you can just be in training mode and practice it and not lose arcade money. But, all right.
The tech. Moving on real quick, we were just going to... Obviously, both of us are disappointed by all that. that's our take on fighting games, and I don't know. The future will hold.
Tekken 7 comes out this week. It looks great.
Tekken.
I'm not. Well, I don't even have a system no more. It looks great. I'll say this, but it also looks like Tekken. It doesn't look that different, you know.
Well, the future will tell. The time will tell whether me and you square off again in a fighting game in the future. Like Apollo and Rocky at the end.
I'm probably gonna have to be rich for that to happen. So
yeah, well, no, it's gonna happen again. You're gonna.
I'm not doing that. In my current pay grade, I'm not doing it. But I mean,
I'm moving on. This is getting out of control. All right, so just real quick, this is just like a update. You're going to see Wonder Woman, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's mention that real quick. So, what are your expectations?
Going to see every comic book movie.
I know. I know that. No one else, everyone doesn't know that.
Man, so psychic. They should know that. The trailers look alright. Look Captain America-esque, but, you know, I guess that's the pain of the origin story. So get over that, I guess. But, yeah, man, it looks alright. There's no... Literally, the only thing that makes me think it will suck is just the history of sucking. Like, not even that this trailer or movie looks bad, but based on Man of Steel being ass, since we have to count that movie, Batfleck versus Superman also being
that ass, was great. Okay.
And Suicide Squad being ass.
I didn't see that.
It's just destruction of ass. So it's just like.
So you don't have high expectations for this, is what you're saying?
Oh, some people saying this might be the one to break it. You know,
and what are your hopes? What are you going?
I try to not even go with hope. Last time I won with hope, that shit got shattered. So
you're staying in neutral.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, you know what? I think this movie will be okay because it's an origin story, so they'll have to fight some whack ass shit. But once we get back to the normal timeline, I expect it to be back to doo-doo.
So what are you hoping this? What are you hoping to see then? If you could have,
I mean, honestly, from it being comedic, I almost want it to suck because like, they're all.
Jesus, this guy.
It's just so funny. I don't think it will. I don't think it will suck. But it's just. That's just kind of a funny story that they just make these bad movies. So I almost hope like something stupid is in there that we haven't seen from the trailer, and it's just really bad. Like it'd just be funny to just continue that narrative.
That's the haterade. The haterade drips from the boosh all day. Drips. But
I think it's probably gonna be good, maybe.
Okay. Probably, maybe. Like, okay. He added 2 layers of possibility that it would suck. All right. On that note, I don't go see all the. It's weird. It's kind of cool though that you see them and I see different movies.
Yeah.
Sometimes they overlap, but I only go to one. I don't go to the movies that often, but I usually don't go for all the superhero ones, which is weird. But I usually see some of the good ones. Most of the good ones, and then there's some I haven't seen. So I won't be going to see Wonder Woman. I'm not even sure when I'll see Wonder Woman. But I will see Alien maybe tomorrow.
Oh, for real? In the theater?
Yeah, I think I'm going to see if I can go over there tomorrow real quick. The movie theater is right across the street from my house. Like literally.
Memorial Day special, veterans.
Yeah, salute. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, from the trailers, we kind of spoke about this already. I'm going to try to go in on neutral. You were telling me some things. I kind of feel like there'll be a mix of maybe more Prometheus story and something new or different.
Yeah.
But a lot of the trailer looked like, roach killing, space roach killing and space roach murders. And I don't really know if I want to see that, but I do like I like Aliens. Ridley Scott's doing it, so I'm going to check it out. And I hope it's balanced if that's what they're gonna do. That's my hope. But what am I expect? I honestly don't really know what to expect. Honestly, I'm really not sure. But the trailer isn't leaving me with a nice warm and fuzzy. But
yeah, I don't really care to see that movie at all.
Yeah,
so.
see, No, I knew that. I
you
knew
ain't
that.
in tights saving motherfuckers' lives.
Yeah, I know.
Don't give a fuck.
I don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
We need Wonder Woman to be fighting like a.
Look,
a
Magneto is in that movie, but he's like a robot and shit, and I'm like, I'm cool.
Yeah. Okay. Very well. Very well. Before the next thing, you showed me the trailer for Red Hood.
Oh yeah,
what's that? Injustice 2. Oh, just to go hop back in the games. That looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Those moves, like, there was some slick moves right there. I don't play Injustice, and I'm not even too big on like the Mortal Kombat kind of engine thing.
We call it NRS games.
but those games are hot though. I have played Injustice.
Well, the story modes it got like
Mortal Kombat. No, the fighting game's good too. Like I've never been a huge Mortal Kombat fighting game dude, but those games are good.
This game, it looks real good. Watching it being played. Just Red Hood just looks like a street vigilante gangster guy. I don't remember that. No. I never read his comic, but I mean I've seen stories here and there, and he didn't appear to pop off as much as he's popping off in this one. He got like global tasers saturation. And shit. I'm like for close quarters combat, he got like tasers.
The streets are rough. Batman's changed. We live in a different world now. You gotta.
They really showed him step into Damian, which is cool because like they were both Robins. But honestly, I wish they showed him step into the Joker because that's the guy who killed him and made him that. So I would have loved to see like what do they say,
He probably shoots at him, or something like that. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up real quick, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers.
So like today, 30, 40 years too late on this story?
Yo, dog. What is it? It's a 1969 speech that he gave to the Senate subcommittee.
Yeah.
About funding for his show. And if
I
you
think it
haven't
was
seen
PBS.
it,
If it was for his show, damn, that's amazing.
no, it was for PBS. It was for public. It was. I mean, he was there not just for thing, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that is, but he was there for funding for public broadcasting station because they weren't getting enough, and he talks about like how little the funding actually did, which was amazing. He said it was
Well,
only paid
no,
for,
that they had raised 1,000 from like local things.
he talked about another funding, but that was crazy how expensive it was. How he was talking about how much it cost to do animation even back then.
Oh yeah. Not that they were doing animation, but he was like, all these people get money for doing crap. Is what his nice way of saying.
Yeah. No, I got it. Yeah, and he was kind of criticizing, more mainstream popular cartoons. Bunnies bashing, other characters on the head and stuff.
Yeah.
And where his show had some substance.
Shout out to WB.
If you haven't seen the speech, it's pretty hard. Some of the hardest bars I've heard this year. From an OG from 1969 at that.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood bars.
He kills him with Mr. Rogers has swag like no other. One of the smoothest cats, to get down on two turntables and a mic. And
convincing Senate's on the spot to give him 20 mil.
Right there, right then and there, Mr. Rogers. And he brings up a lot of really good things in terms of content for our for children. Like it wasn't, you know what I mean? It was really crazy. I got chills listening to it. If you haven't seen it, look up Mr. Rogers, speech to Senate in 1969.
And that guy was ready to tell him no. That dude was ready to go.
Yeah.
That dude was ready to go home.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I like how he speaks for the whole Senate too. Like, look, you ain't getting this money, and then at the end, he's like, he's getting this money.
Yeah. And even though that occurred, some time ago, it's still good. It's still good to be reminded that
that debate happened recently with NPR.
No, I know. And it's still just good to see, something like that or somebody like that. So that's cool. I don't know Mr. Rogers' whole history. Yeah, that was some OG.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool.
Some OG shit right there.
It's almost. I'm not even gonna go into it on this one, but yeah, it was a lot of the one man can do stuff we always talking about. When I told you about Joshua Wong,
the Hong Kong 14-year-old activist. No, you can never doubt it. You can always make an impact some way. It could be on the extreme or just living your own life. But all right, and finally, unless you've got something else, let's talk about my boy Trump the OG.
What you got any topics? I ain't got shit pulled up.
You usually pull that up. I just wanted to talk about that video.
I think he went hard 2 weeks ago. He was on tour. Last week he went on tour with power alien balls and shit.
No. I know exactly what to bring up. This week was huge for me out there for Trump the OG. A lot of things were validated via social media. Saw a thing, I don't know, what was it, Tony Yayo and Trump and 50 Cent?
Oh. Yeah,
and then there was
before
something
his
about
presidency,
DJ.
But yeah.
It doesn't matter, folks. And
he wanted to go see 50 Cent, but 50 was filming a movie. He wasn't there, so Yayo and DJ Woo Kid or somebody, they were there.
Woo Kid, yeah. Woo Kid. So, a lot of people won't have the context behind global saturation and dupe, but these are red flags for me. These are huge red flags when he's hanging out with Tony Yayo and Who Kid. And then there's a video, I guess he's pushing this NATO guy out of the way. It's so OG. I thought it was fake. I still don't really believe that this is real.
No, but there's also serious. That footage of Trump and the two Saudi guys are these world leaders on the alien globe.
Oh yeah, they were by the beat reactor.
Yeah,
the beat fusion core reactor. Yes, that's what that was. So this segment was kind of silly and pointless, but I just wanted to bring up that another validated Troop the OGs hanging out with OGs like Tony Yayo from none other G Unit, 50 Cent, DJ Who Kid.
He commanded 50 Cent that he continued to make music because his family
keep dropping that hot fire.
And then he told him, "Yo, if you write me some lyrics, yo, we can get on this track." You know,
Yo, if you ghostwrite for me, dog, we can get this. We can get this popping. And to that NATO leader, you'll step out of the way. A real OG's coming through. You know, nobody even knows your name, dog. Let me get in the camera and fix this suit. That video is crazy, but I like it. But at the same time, to be fair, there's no context. Maybe he had an argument with that dude. Maybe that dude tried to play him 10 minutes ago. You know, I don't know. I don't know, but it's funny if it's real. I'm kind of skeptical of that.
He's always negotiating, dude. That's for like the next 10 deals with that guy. You know, just to put him down mentally.
Again, but I don't know. He's definitely different. He always brings some, you know, some sort of entertainment, and you know, maybe he's really doing good things. I don't even, you know, play around too much on that front, but I know about the GS. I know where things are going. You want to know? You go to the Commons, Bronx, New York, find out what's really going on in politics. But that's for another time, and another time.
You want some random Trump tweets from today?
All right, come on, give us. Let's hear a few.
5 hours ago, at real Donald Trump. The fake news media works hard at disparaging and demeaning my use of social media because they don't want America to hear the real story.
Okay. He does communicate a lot with the people. Can't say he doesn't.
Let me see. I'm trying to look for some ridiculous ones and not just read them.
Look for one good one, and then we'll close it out. Give us something good.
I'm trying to look for that real good one though. That the British Prime Minister May was very angry that the info the UK gave to US about Manchester was leaked. Gave me full details. Oh no.
He's getting that info. He's not wilding out this week.
It is very oh wait. Whenever you see the words sources say in the fake news media and they don't mention names, it is very possible that those sources don't exist but are made up by fake news writers. Hashtag fake news is the enemy.
They out here lying on these streets about me, dog.
It is my opinion that many of the leaks coming out of the White House are fabricated lies that are made up by the hashtag fake news media.
Oh, wow. They're like making shadow snitches. There's not even real snitches. Just making... The game is getting deep out here, player. The game done changed.
Oh, man.
Not only do they got shadow snitches, propaganda snitches,
bringing in hundreds of billions of dollars back to the USA from the Middle East, which will mean all caps, jobs.
Oh,
that's that 50 Cent track, right?
Get it now, money, jobs.
That's how we get this money.
How we get this money. Oh, billions, dog. Okay. I'm good with that. I'm good with stunting, getting money back, bringing jobs back. I'm good. Trump the OG. Well, I think that's it. I think that's a wrap. I think we went over everything this week. Hope everyone enjoyed. If you didn't, I don't know, whatever. And I ain't mad at your player. Keep doing what you do. What about your closing words? What are you closing out with? Oh, you're gonna play that? You gonna play that Fire?
I don't know what I'm playing.
You gonna play that new Fire?
I can. Why not?
That instrumental?
Yeah.
Let some rappers here, they'll spit to the end of this. I think that beat is hot. He's got some.
Which one?
The new auto tunes. He's slowly selling out, folks.
Yeah. I'm just now, like 10 years too late, getting into Kanye 808 and Heartbreaks.
I guess I got to get a mic. So you didn't send me the link for the USB mic.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look one up now.
So I can get more professional because the trenches. Abraham doesn't like mixing down work that comes from the fucking the front lines of the bar wars.
Man,
mic quality doesn't matter. It's only about bars. That is all that gets you.
You got that poultry, that paltry paycheck from that cool company you work for, like over here recording into laptop mics.
It's a war zone out here, right? I'm lucky I get to work, all right? Got time to be...
Oh, no, I hear you driving. It's just it's hectic out there.
Goddamn war zone out there. Goddamn war zone. All right. I'm going to get a mic. And, yeah, that's it.
All right, baked chicken, chupalapas, eat them frosty shakes.
Yeah, dog. You guys do that till next week. Peace.
Still hope for me.